guys, I'm having a little bit of a technical difficulty here, but I'm going to try and roll with it. So I'm not sure who saw Champ Superstar's editorial on TribeCon, and I just want to thank her because she called us out on using buzzword bingo, which is the worst thing ever. So thank you, Champ. And I feel like maybe it's still not clear exactly what TribeCon is. So I want to be able to tell you guys that it is not douchebags. It is not a douchebag conference. It's not going to be a bunch of pompous, blowhard, buzzword-toting people. Well, except for one, Miha, who's the #1 douchebag. It's true. If you Google #1 douchebag, he comes up. Try it. Trust me. And speaking of him, if you haven't checked out his blog, you got to do it now. His recent entry was "Fuck Inspiration." And to be honest, I think it's less about, fuck inspiration and more be the inspiration that you seek and not setting high expectations based on what other people expect from you. Ironically, it was incredibly inspiring. Another guy that a lot of people probably don't know is Andrew Hyde. He's flying a little bit under the radar, and he's going to be on a panel about communities. One of his most recent posts was why you don't hire professional speakers and pay them. None of our speakers for TribeCon are paid. They're all doing this out of the kindness of their heart and because they want to be a part of this bigger movement, and honestly because they want to spend the weekend in New Orleans. Come on, seriously? But his quote from his blog said, "I find most paid speakers do the speaking circuit. If I'm excited about the speaker, you're paying for a conference, you check them out online. What do you find? The same speech as you're about to see. That's lame. But I love community," one paid speaker told me at Blog World. I do too. Ever come to this conference before you were paid to? Well, no. So let me get this straight. You deserve to be paid to give a speech that isn't customized for the audience to a group that you wouldn't be a part of unless you were paid to. So I think that pretty much sums it up, that our speakers are cool. Plus, there's a clip of him in an elevator trying to convince Guy Kawasaki to give him money, which is pretty stellar. And I think he almost gets his credit card. So props to him for that. Another guy that you should follow is Eric Mercoulier at BPM140. Now, this guy can make a dirty joke about URL shorteners and has already planned to host a night at the gold mine on Thursday. I think it's enough said about that. And our most recent speaker, someone that I really cannot wait to meet, I just recently found this guy, Julian Smith. And if you go into inoveryourhead.net, he is just very eloquent, and I find his blog is just powerfully simple and extremely touching. There's no douchebaggery, there's no blowhard ego, and this is a guy who runs in circles with Chris Brogan, who is the social media expert, and wrote a New York Times bestseller, and his book is like number high, is that a number? Number high on Amazon right now, and yet he is just one of the most sincere people I've met and likes to start his emails with no sweat. So I like that a lot, and I like him. And his presentation is going to be on social capital and the new tribe, creating tighter bonds through tomorrow's radios, which I think is a very interesting way of looking at new media as sort of that gathering around the radio and how communities used to do that in the living room. The description he has about his panel is, "We'll never need more advertising. We will always need more community and tighter links between those we care about. Learning to build tribes using the new radios has never been more important, and understanding social capital has never been more valuable." So I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of some of the people that are going to be incredibly cool there. And I also wanted to give a shout out. I know that Chris Schultz mentioned Cold Stone Creamery and how they're giving a percentage of their proceeds to, actually not a percentage, between 5 and 8, anything that's sold, 100% of the proceeds is being given to breast cancer awareness. And the way that this came about is Tiffany, who I'm sure we all know, works at New Horizons, and her team was tweeting about breast cancer awareness. And Cold Stone Nola, saw them on Twitter, wanted to support them, invited them to come and make ice cream. So anyone who wants to see Tiffany and Shariti Nola behind the counter at Cold Stone Creamery making ice cream, you gotta go. But this is a guy who noticed something positive going on in his community, invited them to come in. I don't think he's trying to get free computer help from New Horizons. He just understands that it's good to be involved. So go to Carrollton and give this guy props for understanding what's going on and taking advantage of it and being just a smart, it's not about being a smart marketer, about being authentic. And I hope that you guys will all, come to TribeCon, remember. No douchebags, lots of F-bombs, and I think that we just finalized the order on muffins, so there will be muffins. And I hope to see you guys there. Peace out. Back to you, Chris.